Hello everyone, this is Kamal Bunkar. In today's video, I am going to show you how you can integrate Firebase real-time database in your Flutter project. So it is really super easy to integrate real-time database, and whenever you will make any changes in your database, it will be reflect simultaneously on all the devices and all the platforms. So you don't need to worry about the data synchronization. So first I am going to show you the live example, then I will move to the coding part. So as you can see, this is a live example of Firebase real-time database, and you can see the count value. If I will increase the count value, so count value will increase, and same thing update on database. Okay, so whatever JSON you are seeing there and this value, it is getting from the Firebase real-time database only. If I will show you the Firebase console, so you can see right now the count value is 2. I can increase it. So the count value 3. I can change the title as well. So this title will change. I can change again value, and even if I will update the value from database itself, like I will call Firebase real-time database API from my server and I will change this value. So same value will reflect on all the devices, and I can read a particular node as well. So you can see created by Kamal Bunkar, count value 16. So I am reading this node only, my count key, and also I can delete some node. So I am going to delete this node, child node, and also I can delete the main node like this one, role. So I can delete the node as well. Okay, now I have this value and I can recreate the database, and there you can see the value of this counter is still 16. This is the beauty of real-time database. If the node already exists, so it will keep contain the value of that node. Okay, so it won't recreate. I can increase the count still, and I can make it 0 as well. So this is the live example of real-time database, and you can achieve this thing very easily on your Flutter code. You need to write just 10 line of code, nothing else. For each operation, just one line of code. Okay, let's move to the coding part. So the coding part is very easy. There is a very easy steps to integrate real-time database, and for each operation like update, insert, set, get, once, so you need to just write a single line of code. Okay, for each operation just a single line of code, that's it. So first of all, you need to create a Firebase project. Go to the Firebase console and create a new project. So you can create a new project and add your Android and iOS app. If you don't know how to add this app, so watch the video, link is available in the description. So as you can see, I already connected this Firebase project with Android and iOS. So actually you need to provide the package name, Android package name, and the iOS bundle name, that's it. So just open your project. Once you open the project, in left side you can see the real-time database. When you will first time click on this menu, you will see a window where you need to select the server. So just select the US server. As you can see, the server location is US, and on next screen it will ask for the rule, security rule. So you can select the test mode. Once you select it, then you will see this screen. So there you will see just a name. It will be your project name and then firebase.com. These are the database that I created from Flutter code. Even I can create the database, these nodes from there itself, but on your window you will see a blank database. Once you complete all these steps, so your Firebase project is ready. Now come to the coding part. So open your Flutter project, existing one or a new one, and add this dependency, Firebase database and Firebase core. Okay, so if you will search on Google, so you will find the latest version of Firebase. So database version is 8.0.0 and Firebase core plugin version is 1.7.0. Add these two plugins in pubspec.yaml file. Okay, once it is done, click on get pub. The next step you need to do, open the Android manifest file, go inside the Android folder, because by default Flutter do not add the internet permission. So open Android manifest file and add this permission, internet permission. Okay, and also if you want to test Firebase real-time database in Flutter web, so inside the web folder, open index.html file and inside the body tag add these two script. It is just a simple dependency script. Okay, so just add these two lines, and you can find this code from my website, so you can download it. Okay, and you can just copy paste these dependency. And one more thing, for iOS you need to go inside pod file. So iOS folder, pod file, and there change this platform iOS from 9.0 to 10.0. Okay, otherwise the version number there is 9.0, so you will get one error. The error will be Flutter Core 8.5.0 is not compatible, minimum target version is 8.7.0. So what you need to do if you got this type of error, so open the terminal. We need to go inside this iOS folder, so write cd iOS and then just update the pod file and enter. Once you complete this step, your Flutter project is ready. Now inside this main file, main.dart, first we need to initialize the Firebase services. Whenever we use the Firebase, we first initialize the service inside the main. Okay, so it is a future type object, that's why we will use async, and this void become future void. And because we want that the Firebase service initialize first, then only the run method will execute, so widget flutter blinding. Okay, dot ensure initialization, it will make sure that the Firebase object initialized successfully. Just create a Firebase app, make a name Firebase app is equal to Firebase dot initialize the app. Okay, that's it. So don't forget to add this line. Now I am going to create one separate root, so I will create one separate Dart file, name as realtime db. You can name any other, and it will be a stateful wizard, so stf realtime db import statement. Okay, now it is good. Inside the run method, I will write the material app. This is the first thing that we do. Material app home, and the home object will be inside this class. First we need to initialize the reference of the database, then only we can access the real-time database. Just make database reference and just name it as a private value dbref. Okay, and we will initialize it inside the initialize state. So initialize state, and database reference is equal to, it will be a Firebase instant reference, Firebase dot instant dot reference. Now using this object I can access this database. So first create some buttons and the text box, and then only we will perform the action on button click, like create database, get value, insert value, update value. Okay, so I will first display entire database in a text box. So database, and I will store the value of JSON that I will get from the database as a string database JSON. By default it is blank database JSON. Now the second thing I am going to do, I am going to create one button, and on button click I will perform some action and the child will be a text. So the first button is create database. Like that I will create some more buttons. On each button click I will perform some action. So first there I am going to create a database, and it is really super easy. You don't need to write a lot of code, just a single line of code and your database will be ready. First get the reference of database dot I am going to create a child node can be profile, suppose. Okay, so my profile will be my main node. So this is the first node, like tutorial team. Okay, so like that I am creating a node profile. Okay, and in this profile use the set. I can create a single value or I can create a JSON object. So if you don't know about these things, single value or JSON objects, so I will show you. So if I will take the example of this Kamal Bunkar having a one single value, the Flutter developer, this is just a string. But if you will see the team having name and the title, it is a JSON object. Okay, so these are JSON objects. Like that you can create any kind of value inside your node. So first I am going to show you a simple value, Kamal profile. So this is just a value. If I want to add the JSON, so I can create a JSON as well. Database refer dot child job profile, something like that, and set. Inside this job profile I am going to create a JSON object. So use curly braces, then I can create the object. So like a website, and website is a key. Okay, and the value will be, I can create a multiple JSON object like a website 2, and the value is www.dripcoding.com. So this is how you can create a simple value in a database, or you can create a JSON object. Okay, so on this button click I am going to call this function. That's it. So first I am going to run this code, then only we will perform the other operation like read, update, delete, and automatically update the result on screen. Okay, so as you can see the UI is ready, and this is simple text. Okay, and if I will show you right now, this is my database. I can remove this one, just minimize it. Okay, now I am going to click on this button. So there you can see, so new entry in this database, job profile, it is a JSON structure, and the profile, this is a single string value. So now I am going to add a function to read this database. I can read this database at once, or even I can read individual values. If I want to get the value of website 2, so I can get the single value. So one by one I will show you all these things. So first I am going to read entire database at once. So whenever you want to read entire database, so it is like a once I want to read all the database, so just use the once. Okay, so you can see the once dot, then once we get the data, then what should happen? So if you see, the future will return a data snapshot. Okay, so this value contain all the data. Make it this one. and data snapshot value, or you can just name it like data snapshot. Okay, now first I am going to make a print statement dot value dot toString. Okay, and if I want to update this value on UI, so you can see we already have this object. So whenever we need to update the UI, we call setState. Database JSON object is equal to this toString. Okay, that's it. And on button click, I will call this function. In read value, I will call this function hot reload. Now, so you can see entire database is there. Just make some padding. Okay, that's good. So this is how you can read entire database at once. But what if I want to read single value?